Hey everybody, I'm here at the Dacha project and we are out in what we call our arboretum, and this is one of the farthest points from our house, which you would call in permaculture, I think zone 3, meaning this is a lightly cared for area, and we've planted all kinds of trees back here, and what I have next to me is a grafted heartnut tree. A heartnut is a kind of walnut from Asia, and I found that these grow really well here in upstate New York in zone 5 where we are. The grafted ones don't always survive the winter, but if you get them from a good nursery, I found that they do. And you can actually see this tree is only about 4 years old. It's already going to flower this year, which for a nut tree is really remarkable, because a seedling nut tree, you know, won't flower until it's 10 or 12 years old, if it's a walnut. You can also see that we put these fences around all the trees in the arboretum. That's because we have really high deer pressure, and the only way they will grow above deer browsing height is if we protect them. But once you put this fence on, you can leave it here and you don't have to do anything, and it'll keep the deer off of it. This tree, I think this year, will grow above browse height, and then I can take this fence, move it to another tree, and this tree should be pretty much good to go. You can also see I mulched it with some leaves. I show in another video how I use people's leaves from their lawn to mulch trees, and I put a little compost on it just to give it an extra boost. I really like planting nut trees because it just helps me get a different perspective on time. I think in modern life, you know, people are really busy and hectic, me included, and it's easy to just always be concerned about what you have to do that day or the next week. And when you work with an organism like a nut tree that's going to live 150 or 200 years, it just helps broaden that perspective. It's comforting for me to think that I'll only live through the adolescence of this tree, and it'll go on to have a long life, and who knows what that will entail for this tree, but hopefully it'll give nuts to the children of the future. And I'm really happy to live in a place where a lot of people are planting nut trees, because for me that symbolizes that I'm part of a culture that's thinking about the future and caring about the future. And if you want to live in a world where everybody can eat nuts, you've got to live in a culture where people plant nut trees that they won't live to see come into full maturity. And that's my 25 cents. I thought about saying 2 cents, but I think I'm going to change it to 25 cents, because when people said that's my 2 cents, you could actually buy things for 2 cents, but now 2 cents is like totally worthless. So I don't think that what I was saying was totally worthless. I think it had just like a very small value, like 25 cents. Like you wouldn't throw away a quarter, but you might just throw away 2 pennies, because it's like, who cares? So that's my 25 cents.